was George Russell even thinking? Like, this guy, what planet is he on? Like, this was one of the best races, obviously, of the season so far. I think Oscar drove a great race. Unfortunately for Perez, obviously, Perez had a shocker. Get out of here. How is he still at Red Bull? We'll talk about that later. But nonetheless, yeah, for Lewis, especially if you're a Lewis Hamilton fan, this was probably almost as epic as Silverstone. It was definitely up there. But one thing that, after the race I couldn't understand was George's attitude. Um, okay, so he won the race, but then he was actually disqualified. But what really bugged me was his tweet after when it was announced that he was disqualified, and he stated that disappointed to have been disqualified. However, I take pride in knowing that I crossed the line first. Right, you crossed the line first because your car was illegal, and you needed to do a second pit stop. And if you'd have done the second pit stop, you would have ended up like fifth. So how you can try and take the moral high ground and try and make out that you were the fastest driver. Okay, you may have crossed the line first and you may have beaten Lewis and Mora, but your car was illegal. Like, it's completely irrelevant. It's like, in future, if someone just doesn't have a pit stop and saves 20 seconds of their time and they win the race, and they go, oh yeah, no, I should have pitted for an extra set of tyres, but it doesn't matter, I crossed the line first. Like, it just doesn't work. And I think this is why we saw Toto. He didn't really celebrate, right? This was one of the things that gave it away. Toto, this was your first 1-2 of the season, and you're not even celebrating. You're just sat there like. So I think Toto already knew at that point what they did was silly, and they knew George was going to get disqualified. So I don't really know why. I think it was silly. I think they could have given it to Lewis. They could have told George to hand back and let Lewis overtake him, because I think they knew the outcome already, that George would be disqualified. But I think there was an element of they wanted to take that win away from Lewis. That's what it feels like. It feels like to me that Mercedes actually didn't want Lewis to win that, and he drove superbly. That was a brilliant performance from Lewis. So guys, drop me a comment below if you think. Do you think like that Mercedes potentially stole that win from Lewis on purpose? Like, they just, obviously he's leaving, he's going to Ferrari next year. It'll be bad for the shareholders and stakeholders if all of a sudden Lewis is winning everything and then they know that he's leaving to go to Ferrari. Does that leave a bitter taste in Mercedes' mouth? Are we going to see more of that in the second half of the season, where George will get more favouritism because obviously he's staying next year? Drop me your comments below, guys. Tell me what you think.